Hello and welcome, my dear friend. Sometimes the universe doesn't knock. It kicks the door open. Because what you've become made God smile. He's satisfied with your growth. And now, change is not optional. It's divine protocol. When heaven sees readiness, it responds with movement. There's something that finally found you. Not because you were chasing it, but because you became still enough for it to hear you clearly. You didn't just call it in with your words, you called it with your energy. Quietly, consistently. In every moment, you said, "I'm ready," without even speaking. And now, everything that belongs to that frequency is rushing in. Not one thing, not one person, but wave after wave of confirmation. This message isn't just about love, though love is in it. It isn't just about purpose, though that's arriving too. This is about a shift that you didn't force, but you finally stopped resisting. Something in you snapped back into alignment, quietly, and all of creation noticed. There's a reason it's all coming at once. There's a reason your dreams feel louder, your senses sharper, your boundaries stronger. That's not random, that's resonance. And I know, part of you is cautious, skeptical even. You've been here before, where something beautiful approached, and you tensed instead of received. You looked around for what could go wrong before letting it in. But this time is different. And you can feel it, even if your logic hasn't caught up. There's a moment in every spiritual journey where the magnet flips. You're no longer reaching, you're radiating. And that moment is now. You've tapped into something sacred, the ability to trust joy without demanding evidence, to move from gratitude instead of desperation, to expect the miraculous, not as fantasy, but as frequency. Because something in you remembered that this is not about deserving, it's about matching. And lately, you've been matching miracles, moment by moment, breath by breath. You didn't have to perfect your healing. You didn't have to clean up every shadow. You just had to choose the light and keep choosing it, especially on the days when it would have been easier to fall back asleep. And that choice, that quiet, powerful choice, has built momentum. It's what turned your spirit into a lighthouse on a stormy sea. You've become visible now to everything that was always meant to find you. Let me be clear, this is not about a reward. This is a reflection. The world is about to show you what your energy has been whispering behind your back. And it will feel like being recognized by something you thought forgot you. Relationships, opportunities, soul connections. They're all circling in closer now, not by chance, but by clarity. And you might have noticed the signs. You wake up more rested even though you slept less. Your dreams carry messages instead of chaos. Nature pulls you in with more meaning. You feel watched, not by people, but by God Himself. If you've been more protective with your time lately, more precise with your presence, it's not moodiness, it's refinement. And here's the part you didn't expect. That your craving for more wasn't selfish. It was sacred. That hunger for alignment, that ache for deeper love, that urge to finally live the life that fits the soul, that was never too much. That was proof you were finally done settling for less. And now, you're being matched. Not just with people, but with frequencies, with experiences that feel like home, even if you've never had them before. It might come through a person you didn't see coming. It might arrive as a job that feels more like a mission. It might appear in the form of a coincidence so divine it makes your breath catch. But however it comes, it will carry one unmistakable truth. You're not waiting anymore. You're arriving. Because somewhere in the quiet, you finally said, "I don't want a version of life I can tolerate. I want the one that was written for me." And you meant it. That's when the shift happened. That's when the universe leaned in. And that's when everything that had been circling in the background, waiting for you to recognize your own frequency, started rushing toward you with urgency, because you finally believed. Now, let's talk about why it's all coming at once. Why the dreams got louder, why the timing feels tight, why your spirit keeps whispering, brace yourself. It's not a test, it's a release. But now, the delay is over, because you're finally the version of yourself who doesn't abandon your truth when the blessing finally shows up. There's a kind of power that comes when you stop needing permission to live in your fullness. And that's the power you've stepped into. The kind that says, I'll keep my heart open even if I've been disappointed. I'll keep showing up with faith, not because I'm naive, but because I've decided that hope is strength. And that energy, it calls everything in. It brings in love that's not afraid of your depth, purpose that doesn't require you to shrink, opportunities that feel like extensions of your calling, not distractions from it. And yes, it's overwhelming, because real alignment moves fast. It doesn't creep in like a soft breeze. It moves like a current, strong, clear, unapologetic. But you're ready for that. You've been prepared in quiet ways only you and the divine know about. The nights you cried but didn't call anyone. The boundaries you enforced even when it hurt. The silence you sat in until your own voice felt like home again. Those were your initiations, and you passed. You didn't just wait for this moment. You became it, and that's why you don't need to chase. You only need to recognize the person, the timing, the dream that once felt too good to claim. You'll know it because it will feel eerily familiar, like a memory from the future finally catching up with you. That's how this works now. You're not chasing miracles, you're remembering them. Let me say that again. You're not chasing miracles, you're remembering them. Because you've held the blueprint all along. You just had to become the version of yourself who stopped doubting the design. And now, the design is showing up in 3D, in phone calls, in texts, in job offers, in divine run-ins at the grocery store, in people who look at you like they've seen you before, because maybe they have. Not in this life, but in the plans heaven made before you ever arrived. Let me tell you something I know is true. There are people out there right now whose spirits are restless because they can feel you. They don't know why yet. They haven't named it. But they're looking for something they haven't found in anyone else. And it's you. They've tried to explain it away, tried to distract themselves with logic. But your energy doesn't play by their logic. It only plays by alignment. And soon, they'll stop trying to resist what their soul already knows. That's what's rushing in. Not chaos, not confusion, but clarity so intense it rearranges everything around it. And when it lands, it won't ask you to prepare. It'll ask you to receive. That's the only thing required now. Receptivity, the willingness to believe that you are no longer in the almost season. You are in the arrival. And here's the part that might be the hardest. Let it feel good. Let it feel good to be seen. Let it feel good to be loved in a way that makes no sense, but still brings safety. Let it feel good to be offered things that don't demand your exhaustion in return. You don't have to resist the good because of how long it took to get here, and you don't have to prove anything to receive it. This isn't a reward for your suffering. It's the reflection of your frequency. You called this in by standing tall even when you wanted to disappear, because you chose peace over performance. You magnetized it by becoming honest with yourself about what you want and about what you won't accept anymore. And now, you're about to witness what happens when someone finally lives like they believe they're worthy. Let it surprise you. Let it sweep you. Let it undo every lie that said you had to beg to be chosen. Let it remind you of the truth. You never needed to chase what was already looking for you. Because now, it's here. Not all of it, maybe, but enough to prove to you that the dam has broken, and the life you almost talked yourself out of, it's rushing in. So breathe, say thank you in advance, and hold your frequency like it's a torch. Because everything that's meant to find you already knows exactly where you are. And it's not coming slowly, it's coming all at once. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If you found value in this message, please like the video and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and continue your amazing journey by watching one of the videos showing on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.